Yeah, so quick pregame show here. What have I been doing? I've been reading this past week. Continuing on with Never Let Me Go. I'm about halfway through this. This is continues to be a solid story, and it's sort of that sci-fi speculative fiction, but it's also got a little bit of a mystery touch to it because you kind of the revelations keep coming, sort of expanding your understanding of this world and the weirdness that is behind it. And you always have a feeling there's one more sinister turn just beyond your sight. I think one of the things that helps that is the way the protagonist talks. She's sort of relaying things through memory, and it's kind of in a way that like a good friend is telling you a story about something that happened prior to your knowledge of each other. And they let you know that there's more to tell. It's the thing is like in relating a story, you relate that there's more to tell, and teasing those revelations, those that information to be shared, and that's sort of the way the rhetorical mode. Oh, hello, hummingbird. Goodbye, hummingbird. The way the rhetorical the rhetoric style. The style is to continually tease there's more information coming, and it's done in a way that feels conversational rather than cliffhangery. But yeah, I guess doing it in a cliffhanger manner wouldn't really work super well because that's a novel, and well, I don't have to wait next week. Other than that, about a week or so ago, I sorted my books into the piles of books that I have into books that I have mostly read or partly read and have not finished for one reason or another. And this was at the top of the stack. It is Kingfisher by, I apologize to the author for any butchering of pronunciation, Ildiko Szabo. That's Szabo. And this is a wonderful nature book because it goes through the sort of zoological description of kingfishers, in addition to going through the impact that kingfishers have had on literature, myth, storytelling, and economics over the course of human history. And that is a wonderful survey of what almost an ethnography of an animal, right? And that's an awesome thing. Szabo. Then Ildiko Szabo. Thank you. Evening Squimmy. But yeah, it's really good. It's also got it's got some great illustrations. Like right here, they're talking about how kingfisher feathers were. Well, they're not here to tell me otherwise, so I'm going on the best information. So alternate information is maybe another place to start rather than instinct. And when instinct is knowingly uninformed, alternate information based off what somebody else heard is a little bit better. That's how the ancients wrote their histories, and it's good for them. It's good for me. No, use data. But yeah, no. One of the things they're talking about here is how kingfisher feathers were used as part of sort of upper class dress and decor, and they've got like a little picture here of what that looks like. And let's see, intricate hairpins denote the status in adulthood, and this has and that's got little kingfisherlets there on the side, and just a lot of beautiful historical illustrations showing how people saw kingfishers over the years, and even like weird. This fella, apparently that's a kingfisher, a very well-fed kingfisher. And in the process of that, while I was looking at... Oh, I lost my bookmark. Well, rip. I guess I'll never find it again. Oh, there we go. They found a poet who had something written about kingfishers, and I was like, do I have his work? I think I do have that work. So then I went and looked for it. Mountain Home is an anthology of Chinese recluse poetry. The Wilderness Poetry of Ancient China, translated by David Hinton, Evening Space Hamlet. David Hinton is very dear to my heart as a translator. He does excellent work, and I have many of his books. He's got Lao Tzu, he's got the Tao Te Ching. Li Po, his translations of Li Po are really good, and this is a wonderful little anthology. I did not, in fact, have the poet in question, but I was going back through, and where is it? it's like page 50 something. There's this poem here that starts out as snark, and it's pretty good as snark, but then ends on a dynamite couplet. It's like, so yeah, sent to Chow, the palace reviser. So this is a recluse writing to somebody who supposedly he knows. Maybe this is just random hate mail, but sending it to somebody in the palace. And again, this is like a rustic recluse. Oh no, 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 no! You do not do anything Windows 10. You polish words in rue-scented libraries, and I live in bamboo leaf gardens. A recluse, wandering every day the same winding path home, to rest in the quiet, no noise anywhere. A bird soaring the heights can choose a tree, but the hedge soon tangles impetuous goats. It's just really good, just digging it in. And this is the thing that turns it around. Today, things seen becoming thoughts felt. This is where you start forgetting the words. So it's really great. It's like, you know, it's like the sense impression, the wisdom of sense impacts the brain and becomes the concept, rather than having a language intermediary between having language mediate between sense impression and thought. And it's really good. It circles back around to that opening line of you you polish words in rue-scented libraries. So, and the irony, of course, is that it is a poem, and the poem is words, but in many of these Chinese recluse and political poetries, there is a respect for language, a recognition of language as the medium through which it's transmitted, and also a notion of the poem existing as something beyond the language. So, Hinton's Tao Te Ching is fantastic. And I recommend all of David Hinton's stuff. But oh yeah, one of the things that, again, this is like a translator's choice that's very smart on this is I've got this circled here. I put this on my Twitter if you care to see the whole poem. Is that right there, that every day, where he's got a recluse wandering every day the same winding path. And it's like you could phrase that in a way that's a little more kind of like plain speech, less ornate, less artifice. Like a recluse every day wandering the same winding path, or even more, a recluse wandering the same winding path every day, which is kind of like a daily speech thing. And I think that's great for certain kinds of poetries, but not all, and this is where it does not belong, because having that a recluse wandering every day the same winding path really puts it right there in a place where you notice it, so you understand that this is the life that he lives. That's good! So, on that note, Resident Evil Village.